Let me start with a memory that maybe you recognize. There is a person you know who did not change very much on the inside. Same personality, same jokes, same character. But suddenly, they started earning a lot more money. Or they got a big promotion. Or they showed up with a new car. And like magic, people began to treat them differently. More attention, more admiration, more politeness, more invitations. Did they suddenly become wiser, kinder, more ethical? Not necessarily. What changed was their perceived value in the market of status. Today, I want to explore a hard truth, but in an honest way. People do not always respect you. They respect what you represent. Your money, your status, your usefulness, your image. This sounds cynical, but understanding this clearly can actually make you freer and more emotionally intelligent. By the way, if you enjoy using English not just to learn vocabulary, but to think more sharply about life and human nature, you can subscribe and keep these reflections close to your routine. Let us begin. First, we need to separate two very different things: human dignity and social respect. Human dignity is the idea that every person has value simply because they are human, rich or poor, healthy or sick, famous or invisible. On this level, no one is worth more than another. But social respect is different. Social respect is how people actually treat you in real life, how much they listen, how much they consider your opinion, how they behave in your presence, whether they include you or ignore you. And social respect is not distributed equally. It is influenced by money, appearance, confidence, status symbols, network, power. You can hate this, but if you pretend it is not happening, you become naive and easy to manipulate. So when we say, people do not respect you, they respect your money, we are pointing to one of the most visible factors in social respect. Money changes people's behavior around you. Let us look at some ways this happens. First area: how people suddenly discover your qualities. Have you noticed that when someone becomes rich or successful, people retroactively rewrite their past? The same traits that were criticized before become signs of genius. Stubborn becomes determined. Arrogant becomes confident. Obsessed becomes focused. Cold becomes rational. But if that same person had failed financially, those traits would probably be judged differently. This shows something important. Our evaluation of character is not pure. It is contaminated by results and status. When you have money, people project competence onto you. They assume you know more, that you are more disciplined, more intelligent. Sometimes this is accurate, often it is not. But the perception is powerful. Second area: how politeness and boundaries change. When people think you have money, they become more careful. They answer your messages faster. They are more afraid to lose you. They are more likely to tolerate your imperfections, because in their mind, you have leverage. You can help them. You can open doors. You can buy things. You can offer opportunities. When they think you have no money and no influence, they feel freer to cancel on you, ignore you, use you, disappear. This is not a rule for all relationships, but it is a pattern you will see in many environments, especially in business and status-driven circles. Third area: how generosity is interpreted. Imagine two scenarios. A rich person pays for dinner. People say, "So generous. What a big heart. Such a nice person." A poor person pays for dinner with money they really cannot spare. People might say, they are irresponsible. They should not spend like that. The same action receives different respect depending on the financial context. Or think about giving advice. If a rich person says something basic like, work hard, believe in yourself, people will share it as deep wisdom. If a broke person says the same thing, most people will ignore it. Why? Because in many minds, money equals proof. If you have money, your ideas must be right. This is obviously false. Many rich people got there through luck, inheritance, or systems that have nothing to do with wisdom or kindness. But again, we are not talking about truth. We are talking about perception. Fourth area, how you start to doubt yourself. The dangerous thing about living in a world that worships money is that you may start to believe that your value as a person really is your bank balance. If people treat you without respect, you might think, I am not worth much. I am behind. I am nothing. If they start treating you better after you earn more, you might feel proud for the wrong reasons. Now I am someone. Now I deserve respect. Be careful. If your self-worth depends on money, you will. Fear losing it. Obsess about earning more. Tolerate anything to protect your external image. And if one day your finances change, your identity collapses. This is not freedom. This is a golden prison. So what do we do with this reality? Do we become bitter? Do we decide that everyone is fake? Do we refuse to care about money at all? None of these help. Instead, we need a more nuanced approach. Let us make this practical. First step. See the game without worshiping it. You need to understand that money influences human behavior without turning it into your God. You can say, yes, money opens doors. Yes, people will treat me differently. Yes, some respect is conditional and superficial. And at the same time, my self-worth is not up for negotiation. My values do not change just because my income does. Think like this. Money is a tool and a language. It is a tool because it gives you options. It is a language because it communicates something about your position in the social hierarchy. You should learn to use the tool and understand the language. But you should not confuse tool with essence or language with truth. Second step, differentiate 3 types of respect. Not all respect is the same. There is respect for your money. There is respect for your power. There is respect for your character. Respect for your money sounds like, you are so successful. I admire your lifestyle. I love your car, your watch, your house. Respect for your power sounds like, I do not want to displease you because you could help or harm me. Respect for your character sounds like, I trust you. I believe your word. I feel safe with you. I know you will do the right thing even when nobody is watching. The first 2 are fragile. They disappear when your money or your position disappears. The third one is harder to build, but much more stable. So when you notice someone is respecting you, ask quietly, what exactly are they respecting? Is it my wallet, my status, my usefulness, or who I am when I have nothing to offer? This awareness protects you from illusions. Third step, pay attention to who changes when your financial situation changes. If you have ever been broke and then started earning more, you may have noticed a shift in your social world. People who ignored you become very friendly. People who laughed at your ambitions suddenly call you inspiring. People who never invited you anywhere start including you. This is not always evil. Sometimes people simply see you more because you are now visible in their environment. But some of it is pure opportunism. You do not need to attack anyone. You do not need to test everyone constantly. Just observe. Who was kind when you had nothing? Who respected your time when you were nobody? Who listened to you when you had no results to show? These people deserve a special place in your inner circle. For the rest, you can still interact, collaborate, even enjoy their presence. Just do not confuse transactional respect with real loyalty. Fourth step, use money consciously, not as a theater. If you live in a world where people respect money, you might feel pressure to perform wealth. To buy things you cannot afford just to look successful. To say yes to invitations you do not enjoy because they are high status. To constantly show your lifestyle online. Ask yourself honestly, am I using money to make my life better or to impress people who do not care about me? Using money to gain some advantages is not wrong. But when you start sacrificing your peace, your values, and your long-term security just to keep a certain image, you are paying too much for very cheap respect. Fifth step, develop power that money cannot buy. If people respect you only for your money, anything can destroy that respect. An economic crisis, a bad investment, a health problem. So it is wise to build forms of power that survive beyond your bank account. For example, character. People know you as someone reliable, honest, and fair. Skill. You are genuinely good at something that creates value in the world. Wisdom. You understand people, systems, and yourself deeply. Connection. You build relationships based on truth, not only utility. These things are not immune to life's problems, but they are much more resilient than pure financial status. If you lose everything, but you still have character and skill, you can rebuild. If you lose everything and your entire identity was the rich one, you are empty. Sixth step, respect yourself before you demand respect from others. There is a quiet tragedy that happens when someone grows up always feeling less than because they did not have money. When they finally earn more, they often swing to the other extreme. They demand respect loudly. They humiliate others. They show off constantly. Why? Because inside they still believe they were worthless before. Now they use money as proof that they are finally somebody. If you do not heal this internal wound, no amount of respect from others will feel enough. You will keep chasing more money, more attention, more validation. Take time to ask, if I lost my money tomorrow, who would I be? If your only answer is nothing, it is a sign that you need to build inner respect, not only outer success. Seventh step, be the person who respects beyond money. So far, we have talked about how others treat you, but you are also other people to someone else. Notice in yourself, do I listen more to someone who looks rich? Do I ignore people based on their clothes, their job, their car? Do I assume someone with money is automatically more valuable or intelligent? It is uncomfortable, but important to see these biases. If you want relationships where you are valued beyond money, you must practice valuing others beyond money. Respect the cleaner, the waiter, the driver, the quiet colleague, not just the important people. Listen to someone who has no status, but has something real to say. In a world that worships external success, this is a small act of rebellion and a big act of humanity. To close, Let us bring this all together. We live in a system where money shapes behavior. People will often treat you differently based on what they think you have. Some will come closer for what you can give them. Some will disappear when you cannot provide. You cannot completely escape this reality, but you can refuse to let it define your soul. So remember, you are not your income. You are not your car. You are not your clothes. You are not your job title. These things change, sometimes quickly. What remains is the kind of person you are when everything else is taken away. Use money. Do not let money use you. Enjoy the doors it opens, but do not confuse open doors with open hearts. Notice who respects your wallet and who respects your word. And as you move through this world, full of status games and hidden calculations, try to become one of the rare people who sees beyond price tags and recognizes something deeper: the human being in front of you. See you in the next video.